Esports is full of crazy, shady stories, but I think I've got a pretty wild one for you today. It's a story of a streamer who made up a donation goal just to scam his fans and all the insane stuff that happened after he got caught. We've got allegedly stolen donations, a streamer who no-shows for tournaments, forged Uber receipts, and an imaginary date. This shit is crazy. All right, look, I know when you guys see me on camera, you're expecting some serious shit, like lawsuits or racism or sexual assault, but I can have fun too. It's not just Devin who gets the funny stories, okay?
Fucking swear to God.
And this is my favorite weird Twitch story of the last little while. So if you don't follow fighting game streamers really closely, you probably haven't heard of Tom Brady. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, you've probably heard of that Tom Brady, but not this Tom Brady. This is Bill Tom Brady Menudis, a guy who streams a lot of Mortal Kombat on Twitch. He also occasionally takes donations from his fans to get him out to tournaments across North America. In the fighting community, this is something that's relatively common. You know, there are streamers, particularly in the Smash scene, who get donations to go to events, but also just all over the place. People like to raise money in the FGC to see their players compete in tournaments that they wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to go to. And Tom Brady actually used to compete a lot more. I think he once top 8'd EVO in Dead or Alive. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of his fans out there who would want to see him compete again, something he has been unable to do because he says he's been taking classes and a lot of his money has been tied up in that. Anyway, in the lead up to NEC 2019, Brady opened up donations on his stream to get him to the event, and he raised about $600. And then the tournament happened, and allegedly, he wasn't there.
But he's not here. He's here, but he's not here.
What do you mean?
It's complicated.
See, because he made a big deal about how he was gonna be there were plenty of people on the lookout for Tom Brady, and then no one saw him. He even got disqualified from the Mortal Kombat bracket because he didn't show up for his matches. So, seems pretty cut and dry, right? Takes the money, doesn't show up to the tournament, he scammed people. Easy. Well, this is where the story gets insane. People got mad at Brady and started demanding that he refund their donations. But the problem is that Brady said he already spent all the money.
Where's my money, bitch? I ain't gonna keep asking nice.
According to Brady on Twitter, he didn't pocket a dime of the donations. At this point in his story, and it's gonna change a couple times, so for whatever it's worth, he said he was in Philadelphia, he paid for his hotel, at least one night of it, he paid for his venue fee, he just didn't show up to the tournament, even though he was there. Basically, Brady said that his ride to Philly fell through. He was just getting back on a plane from his Thanksgiving dinner with his family in Newark. He was in Virginia, and it just all didn't work out. So he had to take a train, and then it made the Uber really expensive from the train station to the venue, and this is where this all falls apart for me. Anyway, Brady got on stream and started telling the story about how, that Uber was super expensive and, wasn't gonna make sense for him, so he didn't go to NEC. So he wasn't in Philly, but he did already spend all the money, I guess. Also, he said on stream that during his flight back from his Thanksgiving dinner with his family, the airline lost his luggage and his PS4 was in it, and he just so happened to buy this shiny new PS4. But it was a total coincidence, he promises.
You want me to return the PS4, pig? Is that going to make you feel better? You want him to return this PS4 and wait a couple days for the bit?
That story sounds super fake, and he started to talk about other things. There was like a Greyhound, and then the airline disappeared for a minute, and there was an Amtrak train, and I'm gonna be real, none of this lined up like at all. It was all shady as hell. And I'm not the only person who thought it was shady. Lots of people began asking for proof that he was in Philly and then wasn't in Philly, that he had spent the money, that he hasn't spent the money. Just proof that Tom Brady was literally doing anything that weekend other than scamming people. And then suddenly, during this stream, another Mortal Kombat player, Pig of the Hut, posted what appeared to be receipts that he got from Tom Brady for an Uber ride that he took the weekend of the tournament, that proved that he was in Philly at the time of the event, I guess. This is all fucked, but that's as far as I understood it. The issue is that the receipt didn't prove that, because the receipt was photoshopped. Very, very badly. Like, look at this thing. How could you ever believe it was real? Let alone the fact that the font is completely wrong and there's like JPEG artifacts everywhere. Thursday, November 30th isn't a real date. November 30th was a Saturday. What the fuck, dude? Can't you just look at a calendar?
Every time someone calls and requests a meeting with you, I always schedule it for March 31st.
Why? because I didn't think March 31st existed.
So yeah, he forged an Uber receipt. So at this point, we're basically like 2.5 hours into this stream that was supposed to prove Brady's innocence, and he's only dug his grave deeper. And at this point is when Sonic Fox, Mortal Kombat champion and generally FGC good person, shows up to just go in on Brady.
So stop, right here, perfect, right? This calendar that you have up here is perfect here, right? So you said in the weeks that I was asking you where you were saying that entire week you were in New Jersey. Are you seeing the problem here with the stuff that you sent Pig of the Hut when you said on November 30th, Thursday, that you were in New Jersey? Are you seeing the issue here?
Okay, so what you're saying is you want to know...
November 30th, Thursday.
You want to know where I was
the issue here.
During this time period here.
No, I want to know where you were on November 30th, Thursday. So find the 30th on a Thursday. I just need the date. So wherever you got that date from Pick of the Hut, it should be no problem for you to resend that where you got that receipt and send the date to all of us on stream, right? No issue. November 30th on a Thursday, no issue. We can send that. Just send it to us. Not a big deal, right? Just show me that receipt and then I'll be like, alright, you're right. I was wrong. But until you show me November 30th on a Thursday, that Uber receipt, you're full of shit. You're actually full of shit.
Sonic eviscerated Brady for basically 30 minutes and actually got Brady to open up a receipt from December 2nd that just so happened to perfectly match the location and price of his receipt from the alleged Thursday, November 30th that I will remind you doesn't exist. So basically, Sonic got Brady to prove on stream that Brady got an Uber that day, photoshopped the receipt, and then sent it to people in order to prove something, I guess. And eventually, after Sonic left the call and it was all Brady by himself, Brady admitted that he fucked it all up.
I wasn't there. People wanted to see me there. I wasn't there. Now there are those that are going to want their money back. And they deserve it.
Sonic Fox caught Brady red-handed, but Brady was still there pleading his innocence. He said that he had to forge the receipt because otherwise nobody would believe him.
I mean, the bottom line is I had the itinerary for my trip. I had the Uber ticket back, but I was like, fuck, I don't have the Uber receipt on the way there. So I said, well, this is not going to be enough. And no matter what I show them, they're going to say, well, if you don't have this too, it's all nothing. So I said, I'm just going to try to change the date on one of them. And that's what I did.
So that's insane, and eventually after Sonic had left the call and it was just Brady by himself with his chat, Brady admitted that he fucked up. He forged the receipt, he wasn't at NEC, he wasn't in Philly, and, you know, the money's gone.
And it's gone.
This whole fucking thing is insane. But the best part is that when Brady opened his email to show Sonic Fox the receipts, he actually showed his most recent email, which were also receipts, but for Adobe Acrobat Pro, a piece of software that allowed him to forge an Uber receipt by altering the PDF. Now the thing is, those receipts were dated for during the stream. That's right, he bought Adobe to forge the Uber receipt while he was on stream.
It's a fake.
Presumably he was hoping it would all work out for him, but spoilers, it didn't, because again, Thursday, November 30th didn't exist this year. The whole reason people even caught on to this whole thing is because allegedly Brady has done this before. It was just this time it was more high profile because people were sick of his shit, and again, it was easier to find out because he sucks at forging receipts. Going on Twitter and Reddit right now, it feels like everyone is coming out of the woodwork with their own stories about how Brady scammed them at one point or another. Even the dude who re-uploaded the footage of Brady's stream said that he at one point was involved with Brady in making a Twitch channel together, and Brady scammed him out of all of the money. But to lighten the mood, members of the FGC started photoshopping him into pictures of NEC, and then eventually other pictures too. Because if this dude is gonna suck ass to an entire community, the least the community can do is clown on him right back. Yeah, we should do an N board. What's our N board? I mean, we could just, our N board shouldn't just be us talking about N board. Okay, here's my question for you, Keith. Here's my question for you.
We can't do it about the Irishman.
No, we can't do it about the Irishman. Here's my question for you, and this is a very simple question. If you're forging an Uber receipt, okay, and you're like, all right, it's gotta be during the tournament. That's November 30th. That's easy.
Right.
tournaments only happen Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What possesses you to make it Thursday?
Well, okay.
And again, and it wasn't Thursday when he got the receipt. The receipt he got on Monday.